Hey guys, Pro1701 here, and today we are looking at episode 3 of the Dominators, because I am watching the Dominators for the first time, so I'm kind of doing a video on each episode as I go, just to kind of give my thoughts on the story as it's progressing. This is definitely not the most engaging story. I am starting to understand why the story has the reputation it does. It's not one where I just finish an episode and I'm like, alright, I gotta get to the next episode, or alright, let me get this review banged out real quick for it so I can get to the next episode. I'm just not chomping at the bit. It's more, well, I finished that one, let's take a break for half an hour, then I'll do the video, and then while the video's uploading, I can watch the next one. I really don't know if this one needed to be 5 parts. But then again, I think it was originally supposed to be 6. I think originally the Dominators was supposed to be 6 parts, and Mind Robber 4, and they shortened Dominators to 5 and gave an extra episode to Mind Robber. I think, if I remember that right. It has a couple nice parts in the episode. I love when Troughton gets caught kind of at the end, spying. And the guard's like, you were told to stay away from here, or stay away from the quarks. And the doctor just immediately is like, well, every time I see one, I run away, but they're all over the island. Where am I supposed to go? It's just hilarious how fast, just how fast the second doctor comes up with that on the fly and just lies to the guys. I mentioned this in my episode 2 review. I love how the second doctor can just lie on the spot when he can do it without blinking an eye and just completely in character as that flustered, I'm meek, you don't need to fear anything from me, I'm not threatening at all. Because the second doctor is not intimidating at all. He really is a lot like Columbo. If you're someone who loves the second doctor, you really should watch an American television show called Columbo about a police homicide detective. He acts so much like the second doctor, and much like with the second doctor, people underestimate him. They don't think much about him, and because they don't really pay him much mind, it's their undoing in the end, and it's absolutely fun watching this. I watched an episode of Columbo just the other night, actually. I watched an episode of Columbo the other night with Patrick McGowan in it for my British fans watching who are fans of The Prisoner or Danger Man. Patrick McGowan is actually in 4 different episodes of Columbo. He also directed 4 episodes of Columbo as well. 3 of those are the same. So, yes, I was actually watching one of the old ones with Patrick McGowan as the killer. Also had Leslie Nielsen in it. But I just love that the second Doctor can do that. I think the guest cast are fine in this. I love the fact that the people in the city, in this very peaceful pacifist city, I love the scene when they're just debating the situation still, even though, this is practically on their front door at this point. They should know since they've seen the quark. They know the quark is real. They know the alien threat is real. They've seen the quark on the video at this point. They know everything's real, and they're still debating it. They're still talking and debating and debating and debating about what they should do and talking some more and getting nothing done. These people would be great at American Congress. Seriously, we need to elect them immediately. They would fit right in. Talk forever, don't do a damn thing. They would fit right in, bring them on over. They would make great Democrats and great Republicans. For the record, I am neither. I have this weird thing where I like to think about, each individual issue for myself. I'm weird that way. But yeah, and then they have the one guy who's supposed to be the specialist on the situation who says, we have 3 options: fight, submit, or flee. And they're like, but we can't do any of those. Well, in that case, we only have one choice. Do nothing and wait. It's like, do nothing? Do nothing. And I'm like, do nothing. The congressional motto. So I got to admit, that tickles me pink. Every time I see them just debating, it shouldn't amuse me because it's awfully close to reality here these days, but it does amuse me, partially because of that. Again, I like that the guest cast are doing well. It's nice being able to see more of Zoe because I've always liked Zoe as a companion. So it's nice being able to see another one of her stories. I like her here. She really does seem full of fire and vigor, and I like that. And I love the fact she's very intelligent. I like the one guy on the planet who actually does kind of question authority, the counselor's son or whatever. I like him. I like when Jamie takes the gun from him at one point, and Jamie's just like, give me that. And I'm like, why didn't you do that sooner? It's obvious the guy's not good with the gun. And Jamie's just like, give me that. I'm like, yes, it's about time. And then right there at the end, when the one Dominator is with the quarks and they're blowing up the building Jamie and the other guy are in. It seems like it's cutting back and forth really fast between location footage and studio footage, back and forth a bit. And the quality is very different between them. Like the location footage is very grainy, whereas the studio footage looks really good. So it's jarring that it's going back and forth between shots quite a bit in that. And I found it a little, well, jarring, a little disorienting, a little, But overall, like I said, it's a decent episode. It's not a story that I'm just sitting here, yeah, where's episode 4? But at the same time, I am loving Troughton in it. I'm loving, again, as I said before, being able to see, with it being an actual surviving footage of him, seeing his facial expressions, his body language. Again, he's doing a lot with his hands. I really like watching Troughton and what he does with his hands because the animations usually don't have that. So that is a treat for me. Troughton's really making the story worth it for me. And yeah, I guess that's pretty much my thoughts on episode 3. I'll be moving on to episode 4 soon. Definitely not essential Doctor Who viewing, but I'm still enjoying it even if it's not super great. So, that's my thoughts on episode 3 of The Dominators. Click the like button while you're here. Click the subscribe button. I'm always looking to grow the channel. My goal is to reach 1,000 subscribers now. Also, I have a Patreon. If you like what I do and want to contribute to what I do, because I do import a lot of UK stuff, plus buy some of the American DVDs as well, as I do live in the States. There is a link to my Patreon down below if you want to help me out there. If not, that's fine too. I appreciate you taking the time to watch, if nothing else. Most importantly, stay safe out there.